Here we are at the southwest corner of the United States, waiting for nuns on the bus. They're running a little late, but hopefully they'll be here any minute. Okay, the infamous border fence. Cool islands out there. Here we are, United States, Mexico. Interesting stadium. Guess they'll be here soon. Whee!
Okay, so hang on. Whenever he's ready, go ahead and state your name and if you get done.
Whenever he says or no?
Yeah.
It was like a sticker for every mile. I have a 3-year-old, so it seems very short. Oh, yeah. The baby in a black dress next to me.
Alright. You good, Jeremy? Yeah, whatever you're doing. Okay, right. So your name and your title, how would you like to be identified?
My name is Daniel Watman, last name W-A-T-M-A-N. I'm the principal organizer with Border Encuentro and a leading member with Friends of Friendship Park.
Okay. Did you have a statement, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, we started out about 3.5 miles east of here to look at the beginning of this secondary wall and high-speed corridor, as they call it. And this is where it ends. We're kind of given a tour of the secondary border fence. And where we are right now is in Friendship Park. It was designated as a binational area where people can make friends through the fence. And once they put this wall in, there was absolutely no access allowed to that binational friendship area. And as of October of last year, Border Patrol agreed to open this door here on a regular basis on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. open to the public, so that families who have been meeting here for generations could once again meet through the border fence, as well as friendship could happen between the two countries again. And so unfortunately today is Friday, and the door isn't open, but we're about as close as we can get. You can see through the two walls here, that's Mexico, and you can see the binational monument, binational friendship monument as we like to call it. Throughout the years, there's been friendship events here with the purpose of people coming together and making friends and kind of trying to bring down the walls in whatever way we can. And as part of those events, there's been salsa dancing lessons, yoga classes, poetry readings, looking for common interest themes that people have on both sides of the border. And one of them was the planting of a binational garden of native plants, which is about 50 yards east of here, and right up against the primary barrier. And the idea behind Border Encuentro is that people will come together and make friends through the fence. And I'm so glad that all these people are here to see this place where we've been working for the last 7-8 years.
Explain to me what is on the bus, what are you guys doing?
I think someone else would be better qualified to do that. I have that.
Yeah, we can
real quick. Why is the gate not open?
Yeah, is this gate supposed to be open?
Why?
Well, in general, it's only open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There is, they do make exceptions for special events when notice is given. And they were actually going to open it here for a small amount of people to go in at a time. But it came out on the news this morning that this was going to be an immigration rally, and they didn't want to open it for that purpose. And so that's why it's not open.
Is it an immigration rally?
As far as I know, it's not.
It's not on the bus.
Yeah, it was designated as a tour of the border.
What's this a rally about? What do you guys? I mean, what's the main purpose? You have the mics on. You can explain what you're trying. What's the message?
Yeah, the main purpose of today was to give a tour of our area, inform people about what's going on in this region, and the recent history of the border construction, and the advances that we've made to gain access to this binational friendship area. Yeah, through negotiations and direct actions, civil disobedience, we went from absolutely no access at all to a small amount of access. Like I mentioned, in October of last year, the Border Patrol agreed to open this door on a regular basis to the public from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. And so it's nothing like what we would like to see. We'd like to see this as an open park. We have a vision of this being a true binational area where people can go back and forth and make friends as they please.
Explain what you guys have done to get to where you're at now.
Well, it's been a struggle ever since 2007 when the Friends of Friendship Park formed. We heard about the incoming wall, and we did everything we could to stop it. We got in the media, we sent letters to congressmen, we sent letters to the president, and during that time, during the Bush administration, the Department of Homeland Security would not listen to anyone. There were lawsuits against the federal government to try and stop this wall from coming in. They were thrown out. The Department of Homeland Security just kind of did whatever they want. There were 30 some odd laws that were overridden in order to put this wall in, including the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, and
maybe what we could do is segue to why we came to hear about this, because they have done amazing work, and I'm hoping that the mics are good enough that you stand close to it will be fine.
They are.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm Sister Simone Campbell. I'm the Executive Director of Network, a National Catholic Social Justice Lobby, and one of the leaders of the Nuns on the Bus. We're here to learn because we have heard of the fabulous work that's been done here at Friendship Park to build binational friendship. We've been on the road for over 2 weeks. It's a 6,500-mile trip. We started in Liberty Park up in New Jersey, looking out at Ellis Island and Angel Island. We were in Charleston, where we acknowledged that the slave trade, that fact is not everybody was brought here voluntarily, but everybody's here now, and we work together as a nation. We were on the border in Laredo and El Paso, Nogales, and now here in San Ysidro and Tijuana, to acknowledge that this border is better if it's constructed not with fences, but with good law. And so Nuns on the Bus has been on the road caring passionately for comprehensive immigration reform now. The fact is we have learned the truth of our nation, that every place we've gone is a story of immigration. We are all children, grandchildren, or ourselves immigrants.
Yes.
And that reality makes the glory of our past. But we know that immigration is the hope for our future. Even the Wall Street Journal said comprehensive immigration reform was a great idea. And if you get the Nuns agreeing with the Wall Street Journal, we must have something together. So we're working hard to create a bipartisan, comprehensive approach that provides a path to citizenship for the 11 million folks without current documents in our nation. We're working hard to create a law that stops the deaths in the trying to cross. When we were in San Antonio, Congressman Pete Gallego spoke at a press event that we held, and he told us that the thing that changed his mind about what is good immigration was the first time he held his infant son. And he knew that he would do anything to protect that son, to get food, shelter, and clothing. And then when we were in Tucson, we were at the Pascua Yaqui Nation, and the chairman told me after our event there that he himself had found a woman under a bush in their land in the fetal position. She was deceased, and in her arms she held her deceased child. And for me, that said, that woman had the same drive as Pete Gallego. Pete Gallego's in Congress, and he can make a difference. We've got a representative from Senator Barbara Boxer's office here, and they're working to make a difference right now in the Senate. We have got to be a responsible nation with responsible laws. We know business is in favor of it. In North Carolina, we heard from the business community that the realtors told us that they did a survey, and if we get a secure path for the 11 million undocumented in our nation, 3 million households are poised to buy property. Well, that would be a boon to the economy, and they estimate that $500 billion, that's with a B, billion dollars, would come into the economy in 3 years. I mean, that's a good thing for our nation. We heard from the Chamber of Commerce there also that this would be the best economic stimulus that Congress could pass. So we're speaking up for the Chamber of Commerce. We're speaking up for, you know, the workers. Even the unions are with us. We're speaking up for those who are in those who own property and own businesses. We're speaking up for the farm workers and the farm owners. And I say, it's amazing. If all those folks can come together, we can do it. And quite frankly, the bishops and the nuns are on the same page. We're working hard.
Yes!
Comprehensive immigration reform now. Now, we will be available for questions, comments afterwards, if that's okay. And we've got one last thing that the cameras love because this is too much fun. All right, nuns, are you ready? This is our chant. We have to put our crosses down. This is our message. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, but it's a spectator sport, so after we do it, then everybody does it, all right? So let's demonstrate. You ready? This is our message. You might want to step back, Neil. And clear. The nuns are ready. You ready? Raise your hands. Raise your voice for comprehensive immigration reform now. All right, now, that's our message. We're going to do it together, but I have to tell you, to raise your voice, you got to text. If you have a smartphone, text 877-877. Got that? 877-877. You do it twice, and you write in nuns, and we will connect you to our senators' offices so that you can register your voice to say comprehensive immigration reform now. 877-877. You don't expect nuns to do that, but okay. Now, are you ready for the battle cry? Everybody. Okay, here we go. Raise your hands. Raise your voice for comprehensive immigration reform now. Okay, one more time. That was a little weak. We gotta shake the fence here. Okay. Raise your hands. Raise your voice for comprehensive immigration reform now. All right.
Sister, if I could just add, my name is Enrique Morones with Border Angels, and
Enrique.
welcome all.
Get Dan close.
Welcome all, of course, to here to San Diego. Shamefully, this is the beginning of Operation Gatekeeper. This wall behind us has led to the death of thousands of people. It's very sad, and the wall we were just seeing a moment ago, that wall was constructed by what was used in the Vietnam War and in Desert Storm 1. And every day that we do not have humane immigration reform, at least 1 or 2 people die. So we've been doing a lot of activities, the Friends of Friendship Park, the Border Angels, and one of them that we just celebrated the other day was Children's Day, where for the first time in the history of Operation Gatekeeper, they opened that door over there. There's a door over there right next to the park where a man named Luis was able to hug his daughter, Jimena, for the very first time. So they were able to go through the door. And we've started a lot of different activities here, including Posadas Sin Fronteras, started by Roberto Martinez, where we celebrate the Posadas every year. And the Marcha Migrantes, where we've done 8 national caravans, always starting from here. But I wanted to mention something very important that we're all aware of. I know you were in Connecticut, and today is the 6-month anniversary of that terrible tragedy in Connecticut. And it's also a day in which somebody will die crossing the border. So if I may, if you would take your crosses back, if I may ask for a moment of silence to remember the thousands of people that have died crossing the border, the thousands of people that will continue to die if we don't have humane immigration reform, and the people that are dying because of these tragedies that are taking place in this country because of all the misinformation that's being spread out there. The only way that we're going to overcome hate is with love, and overcome darkness is with light. So your trip here, sister, is very important. And sisters, I know that I've been with some of you before at the Call to Action conference, and we're delighted that you're here. And all of you here are longtime supporters of this type of justice, because it's very important that we stand together on this issue. It's more important than ever. We're so close right now to immigration reform, but we're also so far away. So we all need to participate in this process. That's why it's important that you're all here.
Amen.
So if we could have a moment of silence, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, for the 20 victims of Sandy Hook, that'd be great. Moment of silence, please.